was 11, I won the 6th grade Chattanooga Recycling Club's Earth Day Poetry Contest. My poem, entitled Earth Day, beat out dozens of other entries, including all the other kids in Ms. Ellenbrook's science class. It was kind of a really big deal. My name was broadcast over the loudspeaker during the morning announcements, and I stood up and waved to everyone and even took a little curtsy. I was slightly annoyed because there hadn't been a full-out assembly for me in the gym. Really, I think a lot of people were upset by that. Some of the kids even booed. I knew that winning the poetry contest was a huge deal because they had prizes. My first prize was a mini fern that would later die a horrible death when the dog peed on it and we tried to dry it off in the microwave. My second prize was a $10 gift certificate to Walden Books. That was the best one. In 1990, Walden Books had the largest selection of girl detective novels in the mall. So with all my fabulous prizes and name announcements, I was kind of a local celebrity. I searched for my poem in the Chattanooga Times newspaper, but it must have been left out. I heard about that happening with celebrities. Jealous journalists refusing to print news stories about certain famous people, even though the public really wants to read about their lives. Like they want to know what their favorite color is or how they get their ideas. I bet somebody got fired over that for sure. But fame is really difficult. I wrote a poem about it. Fame. Alone, alone, with no one around. Not seeing a thing, not hearing a sound. Holding my tears back, holding my fears back, searching for true love not to be found. That's called a sad limerick. Most mainstream limericks are funny or Irish, but not mine. I don't write mainstream poetry. It might be hard for non-poets to recognize this as a limerick, which is why I explained it to everyone during recess. Misty Reeves said I only won the poetry contest because no one else was nerdy enough to actually write a poem. I told her that was ridiculous. I am an established poet and writer, and to prove it, I showed her my writing journal that was full of other awesome poems. Well, Misty was really impressed after that, let me tell you. She wanted to borrow my writing journal to read, and I said okay because I really wanted to start working on my fan base, but she had to promise to skip over the love poems because some of them were about boys in our class. She totally promised. After my big win, my mom announced that I would be reading my award-winning Earth Day poem in the family room after dinner. I ran upstairs to change into my best outfit, a plaid sundress from Esprit. Well, my dad got out the Hitachi VHS camcorder out of the closet. I'm not trying to brag, but our camcorder was awesome. Not only was it one of the largest and heaviest on the market, but you could even plug it into the TV and use it as a VCR. That meant on certain nights, we had 2 VCRs. Do you even know what you can do with 2 VCRs? First of all, if one VCR breaks, you have an instant backup. Second of all, you can copy movies that you rented from the video store. It's against the law to do that. Like the FBI will come and arrest you, so we had to be very careful about who we invited over to watch our copies of Beverly Hills Cop. 1 and 2. Back in the family room, we have to wait forever for my dad to set up the camcorder on the tripod and spool the black VHS tape back into with his thumb. Then my mom said I had to let my little sister talk about her stupid Earth Day project first. There's only a half an hour left on the VHS tape, and she's using it all up. No one even cares that you borrowed Rebecca's purple marker to draw a rainbow on your kite. It is so cliche. Don't they even teach you real art in preschool? Finally, it's my turn for the spotlight. I take a breath, smooth down my frizzy ponytail, and hold up the mini fern. Earth Day. Earth Day. Earth's birthday. Don't you want to save the trees? How else will our children breathe? Hello, little tulip. So pretty, not plain. Why were you destroyed by acid rain? We love you, bright blue skies and salty ocean. So sorry to hurt you with our piles of pollution. Before you litter, just remember, just because it's our earth doesn't mean it's our turf. It's obviously not rhyming at the end. I inform my family and the camcorder. I'm exploring slant rhymes. Your butt slants when it farts, my brother replies. And the super sensitive camcorder microphone picks up every word. Jerk face. My whole family laughs, and my dad refuses to let me record over it because he says I'll find it funny when I'm an adult. Later, in my room, I write a poem about it. Jerk face, free verse poetry. You think you're so funny with your blue eyes and athletic posture? You think you're better than me because Mrs. Hamilton across the street complimented your catch during the kickball game and then told me I better tuck in my shirt because my stomach was hanging out? You're not so special. You fart more than anyone. Thank you.